Hello student, today we are going to deal with online lecture in RBNB College, Rampur, that is biodiversity, conservation and environmental issues. Biodiversity. Here diversity means variety. Biodiversity means variety. So this variety found in life. This variety is found in life. So here biodiversity means it is a variety found in life. It includes vast or various species of plants, animals, bacteria, viruses or microorganisms, etc. It may be terrestrial, aerial or aquatic. The diversity is with respect to the size. It may be from microorganisms to macroorganisms and its shape, size, structure, etc. Or it will be also related to its mode of nutrition. And this is actually occurs in the environment, or that environment which is occupying different climate, then geographical changes or various changes occurs in the atmosphere. So diversity or biodiversity, it is a part of nature which includes different genes among the individuals of species and the variety of plants and animals or its richness. The term biodiversity actually called as combined diversity of all levels of biological organisms. So here all level of biological organization is occurs in a biodiversity. So biodiversity which are occur at a different levels of biodiversity. Levels of biodiversity. In living organism, it will be ranging from small or microorganisms or up from the molecular level to ecosystem level, and major hierarchical levels of plants and animals, or it includes diversity of the species or community, or it may be ecosystem or diversity. So here the diversity it is may be related to genetical diversity. So diversity it may be intraspecific or interspecific. It is the diversity in the number and types of genes as well as the chromosomes present in that species, so that different species have their specific chromosome numbers, and it is also showing a variation in their genes and its location or its changes. so that it occurs due to the sudden abrupt change in gene location. It may be forming variations or it may be related to the forming different species. So that sudden abrupt change in gene location or any artificial changes occurs in chromosomes or genes, it leads to the formation of new species. So that they also having a chance or improve the chance of continuation of the species or changing the environmental condition. It may be occurs due to the extreme temperature or change in extreme condition. So that the genetic diversity, it is occurs in various plants and animals. So the medicinal plant like or medicinal plant which are found in Himalayan ranges, this plant shows variation in terms of potency and concentration of active chemicals from location to location. So that animals or plants, they are showing a variation in a different location, and they are also showing their genetic constitution or change in genetic constitution. So that genetic diversity or variability is essential for healthy breeding population of that particular species. Then species diversity. Species diversity. It is related to different types of habitats within a geographical area, and they show a particular species. So in that geographical area, different species are found. They are showing interaction with their environment. Generally, many different types of ecosystem found in a region, and that ecosystem shows a variety. It may be desert or rainforest or estuaries or wasteland or grassland area. In that particular area, different types of species are found. In a region like Ladakh or in region like Kutch, they shows a different variety of that plants. So that in Ladakh region there is an extreme temperature, or in Kutch, which is the desert area, they are showing another variety, or so that variations which are occurs in different region or different place or place to place, there is a changes in the species. The diversity of life at all levels, it may be different or it may be modified, or it due to the interfere of the human being, or they showing changes. Then pattern of diversity. Pattern of diversity. There are two different patterns, that is latitude and altitude gradient pattern. Latitude and altitude gradient pattern, it may be showing aquatic habitat, or latitude habitat showing ecological studies, or distribution of diversity in a environment or in the globe. The species richness exhibits animals gradient for many plants and animals. It has been observed that the species richness is higher at lower level, and it may be declined towards the pole. So there are various factors like tropical regions or other regions, they are showing extreme changes in temperature or light intensity or higher annual rainfall, which are affects on the species of plants and animals. Some animals enjoy the changing environment, and in the changing environment, the availability of the food will be changed. In short, the species richness or diversity for plants and animals decreases as the change in environment. Then the changes which are also occurs in various places. Then species or area relationship. Different species which are present in a different area, or they show their relation with their environment. But the larger area, like entire continent, they show species which are found in that particular area. It is considered that the number of species present directly proportional to change in the environment. Then important species of diversity like ecosystem, it is occurs due to the loss of species due to the changes occurs in the environment. It may be sudden change in temperature or any calamity which are responsible for change in the diversity of that animal or plant, or this variety may be destroyed. So it may be occurs due to the loss of the species due to the change in the lifespan. It will be affect the food chain, food web, energy flow, natural cycles, or it will be affect on the balance of ecosystem. So the change in the environment due to the certain biological changes, calamity, which are directly affect on the balance of the ecosystem. Then biodiversity is also change, or it is difficult to come to the point, that is the tropical rainfall is mainly responsible for major change in diversity. In India, the diversity is changed due to the variety of availability of nutrients in that particular area. Then loss of biodiversity. The biodiversity is lost loss of biodiversity. There are major some causes. It may be loss in habitat, loss in habitat due to the various reasons. The habitat is lost, or it is get destruct, or it may be due to the reduction in natural habitat or local degradation by pollution or any changes occurs in the environment, so that the habitat loss, due to that the animal can migrate from one place to the another place. So that birds generally migrate from one place to the another, and they need large territories, and they can be come back to their original native place when the condition is favorable. Then second reason to the loss of biodiversity, it is due to the over exploitation. Over exploitation. Over exploitation. The basic difference between human being and other animal is that humans have a tendency to accumulate beyond their needs and result in over exploitation of resources, which in turn causes threat to various organisms. Certain organisms can migrate from one place to another. Animal like dodo birds or passenger pigeon, they can migrate from one place to another due to the over exploitation. Then some alien species of invasion, when a new species get introduced into an ecosystem accidentally or due to various reasons, there are chances that it proves harmful for existing, or it may be useful. Sometimes it can lead to the extinction of local species due to the invasive species. That is the certain prey and predator relationship. Then predator fish is also one of the best example. In India, introduction of African catfish has proved harmful to endemic of such harmful effect of alien species. Then co-extinction. Many times organisms are associated with each other, and extinction of their species causes due to the unique parasite. When the number of species starts dwindling, it is said to be endangered. It is generally recorded in a book, that is data book, or it is recorded in International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, where conservation status of plants and animals is recorded. So that this book is having a great importance because it shows the status of that particular species of that plants and animals, and due to that the number of that species is recorded. After a given species, the place into the following several categories. It may be extinct, it may be critical endangered, it may be endangered, vulnerable, or threatened, or non-evaluated. So that some species which are designated or which lost individual has died, then some other species which are extinct wild variety, a category containing those species whose number is reduced and members survive only in captivity. Then endangered species, some species which are designated applied to species that process is a very highly risk of extinction. Then vulnerable, it is a category containing those species that possesses a very high risk of extinction as a result of rapid population is decline. Then some are threatened or near threatened species, that species are close to become threatening or may meet the criteria for threatened status in the nature. So these are the species. Then conservation of biodiversity. So conservation of biodiversity. It means a protection, uplifting, scientific management of biodiversity to maintain its optimum level. There are different reasons for conservation of biodiversity. It may be ethical reasons, or it may be broadly utilitarian reasons, or it may be caused due to the biodiversity, in situ conservation, etc. So conservation of biodiversity includes protection. So there are interfere of humans in biodiversity and causes a change in the environment. The basic need of such thing is that, or it is essential for the food, clothes, shelter, or basic needs, or it is also due to the industrial products, so that there are several changes which are occurs in the environment. Biological Diversity Act. There is a act made by government, that is the regulation of access to Indian biological resources as well as scientific reason. Which are the main objectives for the proposing this act? The act is made by government. This act is against the cutting the forest or hunting the animals like tiger, then deers, elephant, etc. It is due to the Biological Diversity Act, which affect the hunting or deforestation, or it is a legal ban, or it is a mandatory for foreigners or non-residential Indians as well as Indian citizens and institutions. Then there are several environmental issues occurs due to the change in the environment. So environmental issues may be resulting in change in atmosphere, that is air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution, as well as noise pollution. So these are the factors which are affecting and forming the environmental issues. These issues which are directly affect on food chain or food web. Then some environmental issues like greenhouse effect, then global warming, then ozone depletion. It may be forming of serious problems. Deforestation is a main reason for forming such issues. Okay, we will stop here.